Good afternoon, my soul users. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, to start our virtual training, may I request Dr. Arnel Palier to lead the prayer?
Okay, let us pray. Our loving and merciful God, we thank you for this afternoon, for gathering us once again for another time of learning and growing. May you guide us, most especially our facilitators and lecturers, and all of us open our minds and hearts that we may be able to get and to easily understand the lessons that we will be hearing this afternoon, and most especially doing the things in our soul recording. This is our prayer in Christ's name. Amen.
Thank you, sir. So, good afternoon, good day, everyone. So, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So, for this afternoon, we are going to have the virtual training about setting up and managing the gradebook. So basically, I am Fredly Bukog from the Office of Soul. So here, I will just share my screen to you for our training outline. Okay, can you see now the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I will just turn off
Yes.
my camera so that you can see clearly the demonstration for our virtual training. So here, our session for this afternoon is all about managing your mySOUL gradebook. So before we will start in managing our mySOUL gradebook, so here are some example for the mySOUL gradebook for elementary, junior high, senior high, college, and graduate school. So here is the example grading system for elementary and junior high school. As you notice, we have the subject or what we call the course name, and then the course or the subject is divided into quarters. So the first quarter down to the fourth quarter, and every quarter weights 25%, and that compose the 100% of that specific course. And each quarter is has its own parameters or components. So we have written works and then performance tasks. So we have component one and then component two. So in this case, this is just a sample weight or weighted component. So for example, your written work has its 40%, and then the performance task is equal to 60%. So that is for elementary and junior high. And then we also have senior high. So in senior high, the same goes. So the name, the name or the subject name that weights 100%. 100% or the course name is divided into two quarters, the first quarter and then the second quarter. And each quarter weights 50%. And then the parameters or components. So we have written works and then performance tasks. So each component has its own weighted component. So we have written works 40%, performance tasks 60%. So that is for senior high school. And for college, so we have the subject name or the course name that weights 100%, and then this is divided with two terms, the midterm and then the final. So it's up to the department of what particular weight is the midterm and then the final. For this example, so we weight the midterm to 50% of the grade, and then the final is also 50%. So each term has the same parameters. So we follow, example, we have four parameters: quizzes or assignments, so that's 30%. And then we have our attendance or participation, that's 20%. And then we have presentations, that's 20%. And then the last component, we have major exam, that is 30%. So that is the example for college and graduate school. So I will now switch to my mySOUL account. So can you see my mySOUL account? Can you see?
No, no, sir.
Okay. So I will just share the screen. Now can you see now the mySOUL interface?
Okay, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So in this case, since we already know our grading system, okay, so for this case, the participant are mostly college instructors. Okay, so let's take for an example, we use the college grading system. Okay, so college grading system, uh, elementary, junior high, and then we have the senior high. It's the same structure that we are going to follow in setting up the gradebook setup. So in this case, kindly click your actual course. So for my case, I will use my simulation course 19. So this is now my simulation course 19. So to open, okay, to open our or to go to our mySOUL gradebook, we will click the gear icon located at the top. Okay, so this pertains to the course settings. Okay, and then we will just simply click the gradebook setup in order to go directly to the gradebook or the mySOUL gradebook. So you click the gradebook setup and automatically it will now redirect after clicking the gradebook setup. It will redirect you with the setup tab. Okay. In the setup tab, you can see the three sub tabs: the gradebook setup, and then we have the course grade settings, and then preferences grader report. Okay. The first thing we should need to edit is the gradebook setup. So in the gradebook setup, this pertains your actual grading system. For instance, we will use the gradebook setup for college. So we need to edit the three settings. We need to edit the course or the subject name, and then followed by term or quarter name. So term one, first quarter, or term 2 second quarter. So this pertains in college, midterm or final. And for the SBE, so it pertains to the first quarter to fourth quarter. And then each term has its own parameter. So we have component 1, component 2. So these are your uh, parameters. Like for instance, in college, so this pertains to like quizzes. You have your major exams. For SBE, so we have two components only. So we have written works, and then we have performance tasks. So for now, we will edit or we will customize the gradebook setup subtab. So take note that we will first going to edit the subject name or the course name. So it will apply all the levels, educational levels, whether you are elementary to graduate school. So here, for instance, I have my virtual classroom simulation course 19. So to edit it, so in the actions column, click the edit drop down menu and then select edit settings. So in the category name, no need to change because that pertains to your course name or subject name. And then we will just take a look at the setting for this subject name or course name. So the aggregation is no need to change. So that is weighted mean of grades. And then click the show more. Okay, so no need to change. So that is exclude empty grades. So that is by default that is in check. And then you scroll down and you can see here the maximum grade. That's 100. Okay, and then we will click the show more. Okay, so in clicking the show more here, you must take into consideration the grade display type. So the grade display type should be letter. Okay, letter. So what does letter means? So this pertains to your in college, that pertains to your numerical equivalent or numerical value like 4, 3, and so on. For SBE, that pertains to the transmuted grade. So the transmuted grade is based from the transmutation table. So here again, to edit the subject setting or the course name, so no need to change. So take into consideration the category name, no need to edit. The aggregation, same weighted mean of grades. And then if you click the show more, that is check, exclude empty grades. And then you scroll down, the maximum grade is 100. And then you click the show more, you should specify the grade display type is letter. Okay. And once done, you click the Save Changes button. So particularly, that's how you edit the subject name or the course name. So now we are going to edit now the term 1 for the first quarter, and then we have the term 2 or second quarter. So in this case, we will use the college grading system. So we will click the term 1 first quarter in the actions column, click the edit drop down menu, and then click and select the edit settings. So this pertains to all terms or quarters. So applicable to all terms or quarters like term 1, term 2, first quarter, second quarter, down to your fourth quarter. So click the edit settings. And then in this case, since we follow the college grading system, so this pertains to the midterm. Okay, midterm. Okay, so that's the label. The category name is midterm. And then the aggregation, how the grades are being computed. So basically, this is weighted mean of grades. And then you click the show more. And then this time you uncheck exclude empty grades so that you can see the real standing of your learners regarding every quarters or terms. And then you scroll down and you can see now the maximum grade is 100. And then here you click the show more. Okay, click the show more. In this part, okay, so in clicking the show more, you can see now the category total name. So you can encode like example midterm grade. Okay, so basically the category total name is somehow paired with the midterm, okay, category name. So here this will be a sort of the folder is midterm, and then you have your uh, category total name, which is midterm grade. And then for example, that is for college for the SBE, you can name it to uh, first quarter grade. And then you can scroll down, and here it also enables us the grade display type. So the grade display type should be letter. So why letter? Because we are going to let them see their their numerical grade or their transmuted grade. So if if you're done, kindly click the Save Changes button. So again, our editing for the terms. So again, this is all applicable to all terms or quarters. So we give it a name, and then the aggregation is still the same. And then we click the show more, and then you need to uncheck the exclude empty grades to see the real standing of the learners. And then second step is make it sure that you click the show more, and then first you need to edit the category total name, which is a midterm grade, or you need to encode midterm grade. The category total name is the same as the category name, but here you put it midterm and then the grade. And then once you're done editing the term, so kindly click the Save Changes button. So you can see now we have our category name midterm, and then you can see at the bottom we have the midterm grade. So that pertains to the category total name. So now we are going to edit again another term. So that is term 2, or for senior high. So basically it pertains to the second quarter or fourth quarter. So again, to edit again the term in the actions column, okay, in the actions column, again, don't forget to align, like example, term 2. So you click the edit drop down and then select edit settings. And then here, your category name. So for instance, so we follow a college grading system. So let's say final. So final, and then the aggregation is weighted mean of grades. Click the show more, uncheck exclude empty grades, and then you scroll down, and then here the maximum grade is 100, and then click the show more, and then you scroll up, and then your category total name should be final grade. Okay, final grade, and then you scroll down and make sure the grade display type should be letter. Okay, letter means numerical grade or transmuted grade. And once you're done, click the save changes button. And again, you will see here we have the category name final, and then we have the category total name is final grade. So in this case, after setting up the terms, we need to set up its weight. So for instance, if your midterm, like example in the college grading system, so example, your midterm is equivalent to 40%. So we need to edit it. So just click the box and then we edit to 40 and then enter. Enter key, press enter key. And for final, we need to change that to 60. Okay, 60 and then press enter key. So we have now the edited term settings. We have the midterm is equivalent to 40% of the grade. And then for your final is equivalent to 60%. So the same goes if this is SBE. So your midterm there is your first quarter. So basically, the weights for the SBE is 25% because for the SBE, so we have elementary and junior high. So we have 4 quarters. So every 4 quarters, we set the weight to 25%. And for senior high, we set the weight to 50% because we only have 2 quarters for senior high. So here in so it the same goes as to your uh, final final term. So this pertains to your second quarter. So here we edit the course name or subject name. We edit the terms, okay? So now we are going to edit now the third one that we are going to edit is the parameters or the components. So first, make it sure that you are referring to your grading system. Okay. So if you have a piece of paper or you have a file, make it sure that you have that as your reference regarding editing the mySOUL gradebook. So for example, we have your component one. So your component one pertains to your quizzes or assignments. So how to edit this one? So here again the same goes in actions column. Click the edit drop down menu and select edit settings. So for instance, okay, here the category name. So this will be the first component. So example quizzes, and then assignments. This is your first component. So here properly label it. So example, if that pertains to midterm, so place midterm midterm, and then midterm quizzes and assignments. So for example, it's if final, so final quizzes and assignments. And then this part, okay, this is applicable to all components. The same setup will do. So the aggregation, how the grades are being computed. So you click the aggregation to simple weighted mean of grades. Okay, simple weighted mean of grades, and then you click the show more. Click the show more and then uncheck exclude empty grades. Again, this is to view the real standing of your learners. So we need to uncheck. And then you scroll down, and then here we change the maximum grade to our weighted component. So this pertains to the percentage. So in your midterm quizzes and assignment, this pertains to how many percentage. So for instance, your midterm quizzes and assignments, so that is equivalent to 30%. So you encode 30 and then you click the show more. Again, in here in the category total name, so this pertains to your midterm uh, quizzes, quizzes and assignments. Like for easy, so just copy and then you paste. Okay, and then uh, you put grade. Okay, so that will be your category name, category total name. So we have the category name is midterm quizzes and assignments, and then you have your category total name is midterm quizzes assignments grade. And then you scroll down, and then here, okay, here you need to change the grade display type to a real percentage. Okay, in every component or parameters. So you need to change to real percentage. So what does it mean? So when we say the real pertains to our weighted score, and then the percentage is equivalent to percentage score. So it will reveal now the real score out of 30 that pertains to your weight, and then the percentage score of it. So that's why we choose grade display type to real percentage. So this is applicable again to all components. And then once you're done, you save, click the save changes button. Okay, so in here, you can see now the category name, it's midterm quizzes assignments. And then we have also the category total name, we have midterm quizzes assignments grade. So take a look at in the category name. So this the highest, the maximum grade is 30. So this pertains to the weight. So 30. So we need also to change also the weight to 30. Okay. So encode 30 and then press enter key. Okay. That's it. So particularly that's your that that is your first quarter. Okay. And then for this case, we will edit now the second component. Again, the same step will do for our first component. Click the edit and then select edit settings. And then here, category name, you change it to like properly label it. So example, midterm presentations. Okay, midterm presentations. And then here, the aggregation type is simple weighted mean of grades. And then you click the show more and then uncheck exclude empty grades. And then we have the maximum grade. So the maximum grade is pertaining to the weight component. So this pertains to, for example, let's say 30. So this is equivalent to 30%. And then you click the show more. Again, scroll up and then edit the category name. So you can just simply copy your category name and then copy or just encode your total category, total name, and then put some extensions or additional info. So example here, we add grade. We add the word grade. So we have midterm presentations and then equivalent category total name is midterm presentations grade. And then here, make it sure that the grade display type should be real percentage. Again, real pertains to your weighted score and then the percentage score also. And once you're done, you click the Save Changes button. So in this case, make it sure you have the category name, the category total name, and the maximum grade is the same as your weight. So we will change this one to 30. So press or press the box icon and then encode 30 and then press enter key. So for example, okay, so for example, we have three parameters in our midterm. So we have midterm quizzes assignments, and then we have midterm presentations, and then we add another. This is a uh, midterm major exams. So you click edit, and then this is component three, and then edit settings, and then properly label it to midterm major exam, and then the aggregation is a weighted, okay, weighted mean of grades, and then click the show more and uncheck exclude empty grades, and then the maximum grade, for instance, so we have 30, 30, 30, so we have here 40, 40, 40%, and then you click the show more, and then you just simply copy your category name and then paste that one to your category total name, and then you just simply add a grade, and then you scroll down, and then here you change the grade display type to real percentage, and then once you're done, you click the save changes button. So you can see now your three parameters. Make it sure that each parameters has the same weight and maximum grade. So for example, here midterm major exam, so that's 20 is the weight, so we change it to 40. So in the text box, so encode 40 and then press enter key. Okay, so we have three parameters in this case. So we will delete now uh, five the two parameters remaining. So to delete that one, so first we will delete the component 4. So click edit command, edit drop down menu, and then click the delete. And then there is confirmation of the deletion. So delete component 4. So click the yes button. The same goes in your component 5. So click edit drop down menu and then click the delete and then yes. So make it sure you have your midterm, okay, midterm, and then you have your parameters. Parameters. So just double check the the percentage as also the weight. So 30, 30. So that's 40. So that's a total of 100% for your midterm grade. And this pertains to 40% of the grade. And then the same goes in your other term, for example final. Okay, so here we already know the steps in setting up the components. So we will just simply first is identify how many parameters. So we only need 3. So delete now the component 4 and then component 5. Again, to delete it, so just click the edit and then edit drop down menu and then click the delete and then yes. And then again in component 5, you simply delete and then you click the component 5 and then click the delete. Okay. So in this case, again, you need to edit now the components. The same goes as you do in your midterm period. So again, as our recap, so component 1, so click the edit drop down menu and then edit settings. So the category name is final, final quizzes, assignments. And then the aggregation is simple weighted bin of grades. And then click the show more and then uncheck exclude empty grades. And then the maximum grade. So this pertains to the percentage. So 30. And then click the show more. So the category name. So you need to copy the category name and then paste that one to category total name. And then you just simply add grade. And then you scroll down and then make sure that your grade display type should be real and percentage. Again, this will show you the weighted score and then the percentage score of that particular component. And then click the Save Changes button. So here we have the first component. So the weight is 30. So we need to change the weight weight text box to 30. Encode 30 and then press enter key. Okay. The same goes in your component 2. Edit and then edit settings. And then here we have final presentations. Final presentations, aggregation, weight, the simple weighted mean of grades. Click show more, uncheck exclude empty grades. And then the maximum grade here is equivalent to 30%. And then you click the show more. And then here we have the category name is final presentation. So we need to have the category total name is final presentations grade. And then you scroll down and then the grade display type. should be real and percentage. And once you're done, you click the Save Changes button. And then here we double check the category name first, percentage, final presentations, and then final presentations grade. So this is 30, so we need to change this one to 30. And then press enter key. And then we change the last component. So again, component 3, edit drop down menu, and then edit settings. And then here we label it to final major exams. Final major exams. And then we change the aggregation, how the grades are being computed, to simple weighted mean of grades. And click the show more and uncheck exclude empty grades. And then you scroll down, maximum grade pertains to the weighted component. So for instance here, this is equivalent to 40%. And then click the show more, the category total name. Again, copy your category name and then paste that one to category total name and then just simply add grade. And then we have the uh, grade display type. So you change that one to real percentage. Again, real is to display the weighted score and percentage is to display the percentage score of that particular component. Then once you're done, you click Save Changes. And then make it sure you have here 40. So we need to change also the weight to 40. So basically, that's how you edit the mySOUL gradebook. So we start earlier with the course or the subject name settings, followed by the midterm, or this pertains to the terms or quarters. So midterm, and then we have final. So every term has its own total. So this pertains to like example midterm. So we have also midterm grade. Final, we also have final grade. So the same goes if you are in SBE. So this pertains to first quarter, and then we have first quarter grade. Okay. So this is a sort of somehow shell, okay, or storage for that particular components. So for instance, okay, for instance, if you see below are some of the activities set by your virtual classroom. So this pertains to uncategorized activities. So to categorize it, so here, for example, written work. So written work is an example for example. This is pertaining to the presentations. Okay, so you can simply click your activity that is in the form of assignment. So example written work number 1, and then you just simply scroll down and you can see here move selected items to what particular component. So again, you select written output number 1, and all you need to do is just select the proper component. So example, move selected items to example here midterm uh, quizzes and assignments. But here, this is under a midterm presentations. So I will move that one. So automatic, you have here written output is located in the midterm presentations. Automatically, the system will compute based from your specification of percentage and then the weight. So here, your written work, we have the highest possible score is 50. And then, okay, here we categorize this particular long test. So long test, we move this one to what particular component. So this is under midterm quizzes and assignments. Okay, so you click that particular component and automatically it will redirect to a midterm test number, uh, sorry, midterm quizzes assignments component. Okay, so in this case, for instance, your major exam is done uh, through like example presentations, like oral presentations or showing of display, like you have your Zoom meeting in showcasing their outputs. So you will just do the offline activity for that. So meaning if you conduct your major exam in Zoom practicum, so you need to have a piece of paper or file that in that particular file you have the results of the presentation or scores. So all you need to do is just transfer your scores from a piece of paper to our mySOUL gradebook. So how to do that? So for example, that particular activity is what we call the offline activity. So we will just simply add grade item. So here, for example, I will add grade item. So example, this is pertaining to singing. Okay, singing presentation. So you consider that as a singing presentation. So again, it's up to you on how you name it. And then here, the maximum grade. So the highest possible score. So for instance, I will have 50. Okay. So 50. And then you just scroll down and then click the show more and then the grade display type. Okay. So that's fine. It should be real or default real. And then you scroll down, you can see now the grade category. So this pertains to what particular component that your presentation belongs. So example, the singing presentation. So this belongs to our midterm major exam. So this is done offline activity. So it's done via a live session or synchronous schedule, wherein you just simply write it in a piece of paper or a file or in document. And then all you need to do is just transfer your scores to our mySOUL gradebook. So once you're done, you click Save Changes button. So you will see here we have this singing presentation. Okay. Okay. So in this part, so make into consideration that all your parameters is simple weighted mean of grades. So again, I think this midterm major exam is weighted man siya. So kindly change that one. To change that, so again, you click the edit and then edit settings. And it should be a simple weighted mean of grades and then save changes. So make it sure all your, okay, all the terms and all the terms or the quarters should be weighted mean of grades. Okay, weighted mean of grades, and all the components should be simple weighted mean of grades. Okay, So again, just double check your aggregation, how the grades are being computed. Okay, so simple. Okay, so it's done. So basically, you have your arrange your grade book from your midterm quizzes and assignments. So you have one quiz, and then midterm presentations, you have a written output, and then you can see here the highest possible score of each activity, and then you have your major exam to 50. Okay, so in this part you need to transfer only the scores. Since you have your offline activity, how to transfer now the scores? So again, this is singing presentation. Okay, that is done via Zoom. Okay, or your live session. So to transfer the score now in your offline activity, so here what we will do is we will just simply uh, click the view tab. Okay, click the view tab, and then we will just simply go to the single view sub tab, and then we will click the selected grade item. So we have singing presentation. If we click the singing presentation, it will now activate your learners. Okay, so how many learners in your virtual classroom? So all you need to do in offline activity is you need to input now the scores. This is based from your paper or file. So the range is 0 to 50. So example, you have your student 1 got 45. So this is simple direct grading. So another student got 50. And then here, the third student got 30. And then once you're done, you click the save button. Okay. So automatically it will reflect the scores as you set. Okay. So now they have the score for your offline. So again, we will just simply go back to the setup tab. Okay. So for this case, okay, so here we have the midterm period. Okay. So we will now disable the final period so that it will not be seen by your student. How to disable the final as well as their components. So again, here in final term, you just simply click the edit, edit drop down menu, and then click the hide. Okay. So it will disable now the components for the final. So as you notice, this is in gray. Okay. So automatically it will disable. So your midterm is now being shown to your student, the components. Okay. But in this part, if you want them not to see their final grade in your course, so for instance, I will show you an example. I will open my, okay, I will open my student account. So can you see now the screen of my student account in mySOUL kit?
No,
Can you
sir.
see?
No.
Okay. So I will show first. Okay. Did you see now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So in this part, okay, I am enrolled to simulation course 19. So I will just simply click the course 19, and then I will, as a student, I will just click my, check my or verify my gradebook. So I will just click the course dashboard and then gradebook setup. So what I am seeing here is just the midterm components only. Okay. So as you notice, the midterm component, because you disable the 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 final. Okay. So I will now go back to the teacher mode. Okay, so here, can you see now the interface?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the teacher mode. So again, you disable. Okay, so they can't see. Okay, they can see the final uh, final components. So the second step that we're going to do is we will edit now the course grade settings subtab in the setup. So click the course grade settings, and then here all you need to remember, okay, all you need to remember in the course grade setting, you need to hide, okay, you need to hide in the users user report. This is the view for the students. Okay, you need to hide the percentage. Okay, hide the percentage. By default it is show. You need to hide it, and then the show contribution total, you need to hide. By default that is show, so you need to hide it. So again, in setting up the course grade settings, all you need to remember is you go directly to user report, and you need to hide the the percentage. You need to hide the percentage, and then you need to hide the show contribution to course total. And then once done, you click the save changes button. Okay, so that's how you edit now the grade book structure. So you first edit the gradebook setup by editing the three settings. We have the course or subject settings, followed by the term or quarter settings, and lastly you have your components settings. And then for the general effect for the viewer or the learner's view, so you need to disable now the you need to set up now the course grade settings, and then you go directly to user report, and you will simply hide the percentage, and then you will hide also the show contribution to total, and then don't forget to save changes button. So that's how you structure the grade book. Okay, and then here you already have the structure of your grading system. Okay, so you have midterm, that's 40% of the grade, and then your final, that's 60% of the grade. And if we combine it, so that will be your final course total. Okay, and then here we will set up now the letters. Okay, so we define or we declare that midterm. Okay, midterm, and then you have your course name. The display will be letters. So in college, this pertains to our numerical equivalent, like 4 and so on. And then for the letters, so this will be your transmuted grade, like uh, 60 to 100. Okay. So in this case, you go to letters tab. Okay. Letters tab, and then you will see here a table. So this pertains for college. May I ask what pertains to this table? Because in senior high, this pertains to transmutation table. For college, So this means, particularly in your end, it's like an equivalent table in college. Is that the name of the table? Okay. So I guess the point there is you need to set the lowest grade and then the highest grade. So that will be your range. Okay. So again, just check the equivalent letter or that pertains to your numerical grade or transmuted grade. So example, if 98, for this example, 100 to 100, so the score is, or the transmuted grade is 100. For college, so that pertains to 4. Ranges from 98.40 to 99.99. So the equivalent numerical value is 99, or the transmuted grade is 99. If there's a change regarding these ranges, so you will just simply edit grade letters. Again, to edit this one, you will know the lowest grade. So you need to input the lowest grade, and automatically the system will give you the range. So the lowest grade, so example 98.4. So 98.4. So the equivalent for this one is 99. So that will be your numerical grade or transmuted grade. And then the system will automatically give you 98.40 to 99.99. So that will be the range uh, for the second grade letter. So if there's changes, so don't forget to scroll down and then save changes. So to take effect the results. Okay. So basically I will just again here in setup tab, I will disable here. I will hide this particular if you click the hide here, it will disable now the total course grade. Okay. So in the view of the student, all they can see only the midterm and then midterm components or midterm grade. So I will now go to the view tab. Okay. So here the grade, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sub tabs in the view tab. So the grader report will show you the overall, okay, overall activities, and then you can edit, or you can turn on editing on, and then edit the scores or override the scores and then turn off. Okay, so you turn on and then you edit, and then if you're done, just save changes, and then you can turn off the editing mode, and then you will have the single view. Okay, single view is a short for selecting what particular grade item. So just like we do earlier, we do the singing presentation because this particular activity is offline activity that is done manually. So we just simply click that particular grade item and then encode directly the scores. And then if you want to see another long test, so here this is the scores, and then we have your written output. So this is the score. And then here, this is the view for the student, their official grade book. So user report, okay, user report, and then you will select example what particular user. So example, mySOUL kid. So the view of the learner is here. So we have midterm grade. So we have the score, and then we also have now the equivalent or real and percentage. Midterm presentation, we can see now the real and percentage, as well as in the midterm major exam, real and percentage. And the midterm grade equivalent is 93. Okay. But if you want to hide the letter grade so that it is not very confusing, so you can do this one, hiding the letter grade. You just click the setup, okay, and that is located in the course grade settings and user report. Okay, we should edit the letter grade. Okay, letter grade. Let's hide. Okay, and then save changes. And then if we're going to see the grade book for our student, they will see this particular uh, interface. So for example, my soul kid. So all they need to see is the grade only, and then the feedback. Okay. So basically, it will show them the grade per quarter or term. So that's how you set up and manage your mySOUL gradebook. So questions so far? Questions so far? You can place your question in the chat box, or you can use the raise hand reactions found in the reactions button, and then you can unmute yourself for clarifications or questions.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I would like to know, sir, if the maximum grade under midterm, your long test number one, uh,
Ah,
ma-edit na siya, sir? Ang iyahang maximum grade?
maximum grade. Okay. So
Asa na siya ma-edit?
yes. So here in long test 1, so it can be edited if you go to your homepage of your virtual classroom. So I will now go to simulation course 19. So this will be my course page. So here long test 1. So basically uh, this is the edit part, and then this pertains to the number of questions. Okay. So save and display. So basically this pertains to the questions, mom, you set. So this is particularly a quiz. So you can edit. So you can, this means that, for example, so you need to set up clearly what's the highest possible score of the quiz. Okay. And then you can show to your students the quiz. So you need to first set up, configure, and then you can show it to them. Hello, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
For example, it's about an assignment, and then
Mhm.
you don't have a, where can we find the total amount? Kay, ano siya, example, ano lang siya, assignment. So it's not
Assignment. Okay.
the one you
Uh,
generate. Oo.
okay. So in this part, in the midterm quizzes and assignment, so in this part, we use the quiz feature in Soul. But if your case is your assignment part, so what particular question, ma'am? Uh, you would like to know the highest possible score of that particular assignment, ma'am?
Yeah, for example,
Okay.
an essay.
Okay, essay. So,
Okay.
okay, we suggest again in making a quiz, you should separate the objective tests, and then you have your sub objective tests and subjective tests. Because if you use the quiz function, automatically it will not reveal the scores. So you can do that one by the assignment option, and then you can see the highest possible score by just clicking your assignment, okay, the pencil icon, and you can see here in the grade, okay, you can see that in the grade you have your maximum grade, so that's the total highest possible score. So question, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
okay. So questions or clarifications. So what we are doing now is just simply setting up first our gradebook, mySOUL gradebook, before we will start making our activities, so that it is organized, so that it's clear to the student what particular activity uh, does this particular activity, what particular component is being graded. So for example, long test, this is graded under midterm quizzes and assignments. So by next week, Wednesday, you have your another session for the assignment part. So in this part, we just simply set the gradebook setup by the use of the setup tab as well as its subtabs, and then we have the view tab and its different subtabs, and then we have the letters. And then here in this part, for instance, if you want to export this file, okay, or you need a file based from your virtual classroom, so you need to do the export, or you need to click the export tab. Okay, you can see here, this is your grade items to be included. So you have your long test one and so on. So automatically it is checked. So for instance, I will just use the all midterm components or range. So example, I will disable the final. Okay. And then I will just click the export format options. So basically what we are doing is just uh, we click the grade items to be included in that particular file or in that spreadsheet file. So we only include all the activities inside your midterm period. And then we click the export export format options, and then automatically the grade export display types is real, so we need also to export now. We need to include the letter, so this pertains to your numerical grade or your transmuted grade, and then you click download button. Okay, so make it sure first here in the export tab. Okay, here in the export tab, uh, these are the available formats. So we have open document spreadsheet, and then we have plain text file, and then we have Excel spreadsheet, and then we have XML file. So we will use the common, so we will use the Excel spreadsheet. And then again, as I said, you just uncheck the final, and then you click the export format options, and then here in the grade display type, it should be a letter. You include the letter or the transmuted grade, and then you click the download. And then here there is a file in Excel, MS Excel. And then you just simply open, and you can see, did you see now the sample file? Can you see now the sample file?
No, sir.
Ah, can you see? Can you see an Excel file?
No, no, sir.
Okay. So here, so this one, can you see the Excel file?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the export of your grade book. So as you notice, so you have your first name, your last name of the learners, and then you have your another field, and then you have your quiz or your long quiz, and then automatically, since we activate the real and then the letter, automatically it will create a two column. First column is your real, and then the second is your letter equivalent. So again, it's how now you modify, or you just simply delete the particular column. Okay. So basically all your activities, they have separate real, and then they have separate letter. For long quiz 1, we have real, and then we have letter. Another activity, so uh, this pertains to the total, and then we have the assignment. We can see the written output is real, and then we have also the equivalent letter. So it's how you modify now, as long as you have the file and then the scores. And then here I will go back to the screen. Okay, I will go back to my mySOUL account. Okay. So basically that's how you export. So in exporting, you click the export tab, and then you click the Excel spreadsheet, and then you uncheck and check the grade items to be included in that particular file. And then don't forget to export format options. We we have the real, and then we have the letter, and then you click the download part. So basically that's how you set up and managing your mySOUL gradebook. Questions or clarifications? Questions or clarifications?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, the one in the letters,
Yes.
it is the ano ba, standard. Do we need to revise it, or it's already the standard grades in the letters?
In the
For me,
letter, okay.
100 is letter is 4.
You need to
Three
edit
point.
you need to edit the grade letter, sir. So in that case, so make it sure that you have your, I don't know what particular table for
Ah,
college is that. For senior high, it is called transmutation table, and then we have their transmutation grade equivalent. But for college, so you need to edit the grade letters and see to it that it should correspond the ranges from that particular numerical grade.
So
So
the
just
one here, sir, is not the standard.
basically it's I think it's different from other departments,
Mm,
particularly.
okay, sir.
Uh, so questions or clarifications. So for that case, you need to contact the department or what's the official grading equivalent for that specific numerical grade. So thank you, sir. So questions or clarifications regarding how you set up questions so far? Okay, so I will add some category. Okay, so we know how to delete a component. Okay, so we just simply click particular component and then delete. So now I want you to know how to add a category. So for example, if you have let's say if you have activities like recorded but not graded, okay, activity. So that is not included in your computation. So how to do that one? So in this case, you go to your setup tab and then gradebooks setup sub tab, and then you will just simply add category. Okay, again this category is recorded but not graded. You click this add category, and then here for example this is your formative, so you properly label it, like example formative assessment, and then the aggregation is mean weight weighted mean of grades, and then you click the show more and then you uncheck. Okay, and then the maximum grade is 0. Okay, and then you click the show more, so that's real. Okay, so in this part again we make a grade category, a grade category that is recorded but not graded. So we name it again. It's up to you on how you name your formative assessment. And then here the aggregation is a weighted mean of grades. So 0 is the maximum grade or the percentage. And then here the parent category again, here this is your course name. So just simply click the save changes button. So in this case, so here we set another another category or term. So here we have formative assessment, and then we have the weight is 0, and then we have the maximum is 0. Again, this is just recorded and not graded activity. So for example, I will add recorded but not graded activity. So I will use the offline. So example here we have exercise 1. Exercise 1 is my offline activity, and then maximum grade is 50. And then here I will just simply click the show more. Okay, that's default real. And then we have the grade category. So what particular component? So this is under formative assessment. And then kindly click save changes. So we have now the assignment, okay? Or not assignment but exercise 1 in the formative. Again, this is not included in your grading system because the weight is 0 and then the highest possible score is 0. It will not affect the overall grading system of your course. So again, this is just plain recording purposes for your pre-test exercises in your virtual classroom. So questions or clarifications? Questions or clarifications? Questions or clarifications regarding our virtual training for this afternoon? Questions? Doc Falier, do you have a question? Uh, Sir Ben, do you have questions?
None, sir, none. Thank you.
Okay. Ma'am Banlat,
Okay na, sir,
okay.
for now.
Okay. Sir Elmar,
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
okay. Ma'am Leia,
Sir Laila, sir.
sorry, sorry, Ma'am Laila.
Sir, I will just, yeah.
Uh,
Sir, I will just call Soul because I need more instructions regarding our case in the College of Nursing.
okay, ma'am. Noted. And Sir Saldivar, Ma'am Tirambolo,
Wala pa, sir. Maybe
ah,
later.
and then Ma'am Bostilio. So basically, that ends our virtual training pertaining to setup and managing mySOUL gradebook. So we use the setup tab, the view tab, the letters tab, and then we have the last one is the export tab. So for the next virtual training, it's all about assignment with rubrics. So that will happen by next week, Wednesday at 2 p.m. So again, in this part, so don't forget to type in your full name and your valid SU email address for your certificate of participation for this virtual training. So no more questions or clarifications regarding the setup. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome, Doc. Okay, so again, type in your full name and email SU email address for your certificate of participation.
Wala ba ito sa registration, yung full name namin?
Ganito lang po kasi sir is i-verify po namin
Sige. So
for the
i-type lang namin
sending.
dito,
Yes,
i-type lang
yes
dito
sir.
sa chat.
Yes,
Okay.
sa chat. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So thank you very much. So I will just wait for your name and then your email address.